to find electric field due to different charged object. In this lecture, we will see how to find electric field on the axis due to uniformly charged disk. First, we will see what we have studied in our previous lecture. We have done how to find electric field on the axis of uniformly charged ring. In order to find electric field, we have chosen a small element having charge dq on it, and due to this dq, electric field will be in this direction. It has two components, dex and dey. The dey get cancelled out, but the dex get added up, and we end up with an equation which is equal to ex is equal to kqx by x square plus r square to the power 3/2. Field is only along the axis passing through the center. There is no field in the y-axis. Okay, first we will do basic maths and tools used inside the lecture. I am doing so because anyone might have slight problem in mathematics, and we also take reference of this slide whenever we need in this lecture. First of all, differentiation of x to the power n, which is equal to n x to the power n minus 1, integration of x to the power n, which is equal to 1 by n divided by x to the power n plus 1. Then after, binomial expansion of 1 plus x to the power minus n, which is equal to 1 minus nx plus n into n plus 1 into x square divided by 2 factorial, and so on. Then there is a term surface charge density. We have studied in our previous lectures linear charge density, which is equal to total charge upon total length, but here is surface charge density, which is equal to total charge upon total surface area instead of total length. Likewise, linear charge density, if we have to find charge on any surface, we just multiply the surface charge density and its area. One more thing is here, surface area of ring have radius r and width dr. Area is equal to circumference into width, or we can write 2 pi r dr. Simply for the area we need two dimensions and their multiplication. So one of the dimension here is circumference, another one is width. So the area will be 2 pi r dr. And at last, electric field on the axis of uniformly charged ring having q net charge on it and having radius r at x distance from the center, which is given by kqx by x square plus r square to the power 3/2, as we have seen in our previous slide. Now, this is our uniformly charged disk having radius r and surface charge density sigma. This is the point where we have to find electric field due to this disk. Now, in this case, we have chosen ring of radius r as our differential element instead of in our previous lecture we have chosen a small element of length dr or dr. We have chosen ring of radius r with dr as an differential element. The radius of this ring varies from 0 to r to complete this whole disk. Our aim is to find the electric field due to this ring. We already know the electric field due to this ring at the x distance on the axis, and we integrate from 0 to r for the disk. The charge on ring will be 2 pi r dr into sigma, since 2 pi r dr is the area and sigma is the surface charge density. Also, the direction of electric field will be axial or axis passing through the center, as we have seen in the case of ring. Now, the electric field due to this ring will be kqx by x square plus r square to the power 3/2. Here there is a mistake here. Instead of this capital Q, here is a small q. Now, we just simply put the value of q from here to here, which is equal to k 2 pi r dr sigma x divided by x square plus r square to the power 3/2. Now we simply integrate this term from 0 to r to find the net electric field due to this disk at this point. Now this integration is little bit tough, so let's say x square plus r square is equal to t square. On differentiating this, we'll get 2r dr 2t dt. Here x is constant, since in question it is given that you have to find electric field from x distance from the center on the axis. So x is constant here, x is not changing, r is variable here, r is changing. That's why differentiation of x square plus r square is equal to t square is equal to 2r dr is equal to 2t dt. Now we put the value of x square plus r square and also r dr here. So here is k 2 pi sigma x t dt instead of r dr by tq. This t is cancelled out with one of the t of this tq, and we left with k 2 pi sigma x divided by t square into dt. Here k 2 pi sigma x are constant, and we have to integrate just 1 by t square t dt. Sorry, 1 by t square dt. And we know the integration of this thing, as we have discussed in our first slide, in our math section. This is the thing. The same example has been done here. 1 by x square integration of 1 by x square, which is equal to minus 1 by x, and on putting limits a and b, we will get 1 by b minus 1 by a. Basically our rule is upper limit minus lower limit, but because of this minus n, this limit get changed. We have written here 1 by b minus 1 by a. Now we are here. Okay, one more thing is here, the limits of the integration is also changed, as this r vary from 0 to r, but the t is here t variable t is vary from when our r is 0, then t is equal to t square is equal to x square, or t is equal to x. R is 0, t is x. When our r small r is r capital R, then t will be x square plus r square root under, which is equal to x square plus r square to the power 1 by 2. Now the integration will be 1 by x, 1 by b minus 1 by a, or 1 by x minus 1 by x square plus r square to the power 1 by 2. So this is the expression for the electric field due to this disk at x distance from the center on the axis, and also the direction will be axial. In our previous slide we end up with this equation. Now we will do two cases related to this equation, when x is greater than r and when x is smaller than r. When x is very small than r, then we can approximate this term as 0, since x divided by x square plus r square to the power 1 by 2, something in numerator divided by something larger in denominator is tending to 0. So this term tending to 0. First we will do this case 1, which is x is greater than r. We have written this equation as in this form. These two equations are same. A slight changes has been done here. Okay, so I will try to explain you this thing. This 2 and this 2 are equal. Here is this thing is constant here, this thing is also same here. There is changes inside the box here. So here is 1 minus 1 plus r divided by x square to the power minus 1 by 2. Can we write this thing as x square plus r square divided by x square? Once again, x square plus r square divided by x square. Now because of this minus sign, this get reversed and this will become x square divided by x square plus r square to the power 1 by 2. Now this and this get cancelled out and this will become root under x square plus r square, and this will 1 minus x. So this will become 1 minus x divided by x square plus r square. The same thing. I have done this thing in different way. Write this thing in different way. I have done so because in order to apply binomial expansion here. So on applying binomial expansion on 1 plus x to the power minus n, suppose this whole as x, 1 plus x to the power minus n is 1 by 2. We go to our first slide. The expansion of 1 plus x to the power minus n, which is equal to 1 minus nx plus n into n plus 1 x square divided by 2 factorial, and so on. Now we can write the binomial expansion of this thing is 1 minus nx. Here n is 1 by 2, the 1 by 2, and r by x square. The term with greater power get cancelled out as x is greater than x square and x in denominator. So the term with x to the power 4 or x to the power so on get cancelled out or tending to 0, approximately equal to 0. Now on solving this thing, this one get cancelled out, this minus become plus, this 2 and this 2 get cancelled out, and we left with k pi sigma r square by x square, which is equal to k cube by x square, where q is equal to pi r square sigma. It behaves as a point charge. Suppose when we are very much far away from this disk, if we are seeing this disk far away from the center, it behaves as a point charge. When x is greater than r, it behaves as a point charge. Now in this case, this term tend to 0, so we can write EXL is equal to k2 pi into sigma. And putting the value of k, which is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught, EXL is equal to sigma by 2 epsilon naught. This formula is very important. Number of question has been asked this formula. This is the case when we are x is smaller than r. We can treat disk as infinite seat in this case, as we are very much close to the disk. When we are very much close to the disk, we treat it as an infinite seat, and electric field is given by sigma by 2 epsilon naught. Now the graph between electric field and x is given by, when we are very much close to the disk, electric field is sigma by epsilon naught, when sigma is